Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another Prize Picks video talking about the NBA for Wednesday. We got Game 1, Minnesota and Dallas. We have 5 picks in the video for you guys to consider, so stay tuned to hear all 5 of the picks. If you guys want more picks, I post more on all sports in the private Discord. Plus, we have these projections that you can see here that we run and post every single morning. And we have 5+ other cappers who are giving out picks in all sports in the Discord. You can see some big wins across the private channels from each capper. So definitely get over here and check it out. Tons more picks posted and a ton of big wins over in the Discord. So get over here, see how we're getting all these big wins and get more picks. It's less than $1 per day to join up with that link down below. So we'll see you guys over in the Discord to get a ton more picks from 5+ cappers, see how we're getting those big wins. Now, let's get into this one. The first pick I'm going to go to is going to be PJ Washington. We're going to go to him on the under of 12.5 points. Looking into this game, we can see an extremely low scoring game here projected. It's a 207.5 point total with Minnesota as 4.5 point favorites. Implies that Minnesota is going to score 106 and Dallas is going to score 101. So very low scoring here, especially for Dallas only putting up 101 points. We can see Dallas last 2 games scored 117, 104, also scored 105, 119 in that series against the Thunder. So in a lot of their games, they were scoring more than 101. Also versus the Clippers, 114, 123, 111. So they've had a lot of higher scoring games, projected for just 101 points in this. So taking some unders on PJ Washington here. I think this line's just too high for him. We could see over on Outlier, which is a great tool I use every single day for player props. If you want to check it out, they have a free trial down below. We can see the points here over 12.5. He's hit this 46% of the time this season. Last 2 games has not touched it. He got just 9 and 10 points. Had some massive games, obviously, in that series against Oklahoma City. You can see Minnesota, top-ranked defense in the league, and PJ Washington is going to get most of his points on threes here. And we can see against three-pointers, they allowed the 3rd least in the league as well here. There is a difference between being guarded by 6'5" Jalen Williams or 6'11" Karl-Anthony Towns, or however tall he is. I think it's going to be a tougher matchup. Towns looked really good on defense as well. So going to take PJ on the under here of 12.5 points. But then we are going to go to 1 over for Dallas here on points. It's going to be Derrick Jones Jr. at 8.5. Jones Jr. just playing so many minutes, and I kind of expect him to be matched up here with Anthony Edwards on defense. So if that's going to be a matchup that Dallas really likes, I expect Derrick Jones Jr. to play, basically every minute Anthony Edwards is out there, which should be close to 40 minutes. So I think Derrick Jones is going to be playing a ton. He's caught so many lobs and backdoor cuts from Luka. He's been hitting threes. He's just looked really good. And taking the under on one Dallas player, going to go to the over on another to kind of balance this one out. But liking Derrick Jones Jr. here, if we look at him on the season, a 45% hit rate. But there were so many games this year where he barely played any minutes. Now he's playing a ton of minutes. He played 40 minutes last game. The least he's played in the playoffs so far is 27 minutes. So if we look at games this year where he's played at least 27 minutes, this is an 82% hit rate for Derrick Jones Jr., scoring at least 9. So I'm going to go to him here. I like this play to counteract going under on PJ Washington. So going to stick with Derrick Jones Jr. Another tool I use every day is OddsJam over here. They have a free trial. If you want to check it out, use that link down below as well. Basically how it works is they show you the Prizepicks line or underdog or whatever you're playing on and compare it to other sportsbooks and what they have it. So one of their favorite picks here is going to be Karl-Anthony Towns over the rebounds plus assists at 11.5. You can see DraftKings has it at minus 125, but these other sites liken it even more. 130 on FanDuel, minus 135 on MGM. So all these sites have it as a good favorite to go over in this one. And if we look it up on Outlier, actually Dallas is a team that you can target for rebounds. So looking at Cat here on the 11.5 rebounds allowed, they allowed the 25th most rebounds in the NBA. So liking that here for Cat. It's a 51% hit rate on the season, but as of late, he's hit it in 6 of his last 10 games, coming off some monster rebounding games, 12 and 13 in his last 2 games. Obviously going to play huge minutes in this game. And there were a lot of games that Cat didn't play that many minutes this season. If we give him just 33 in this game, it jumps up to a 68% hit rate, because there were a lot of games where they were kind of monitoring Cat in the middle of the season, and he had kind of a minutes restriction. So now that he's in games, there's been 34 games this year he's played 33 or more minutes, and it's a 68% hit rate in a good spot, good matchup. So liking this one from OddsJam over here. Definitely check them out too. They have a free trial. So we're going to go ahead and lock in that over. Then sticking with Minnesota, we're going to go to Mike Conley here. For Conley, taking the under on his points. Again, low scoring game. Minnesota is the favorite. It's expected around 106 points. Conley was not a main weapon for Minnesota in the last series here. I kind of think that's going to continue. At 11.5, it's a 47% hit rate. We could see what Conley had done in the last series. He got you 10, 13, 15, 10, 4, and 14. So hit it in 3 games in the last series, but didn't see a huge bump in minutes besides the last game where he did play 38 minutes. Other games he was playing 34 or less minutes. So I think he could even see less than 34 minutes in my opinion, but 47% hit rate. Even if you give him 34, it's still a 50% hit rate, so it doesn't jump up that much for him. Also, this one's expected to be low scoring, like I said. And I don't know who Conley's going to guard on Dallas. Will they trust him guarding Kyrie Irving in this game and this series? I think that he could lose some minutes here to Nickeil Alexander-Walker if Kyrie is starting to hurt him a bit. They could put him out there for defensive purposes, especially since they haven't been getting that much on offense from Conley. I could see him dip, under 34 minutes in this game. So I'm going to under on Conley for those reasons. Then we're going to go to Anthony Edwards. Edwards here, I'm going to go to his rebounds. He is playing huge minutes, 5.5 boards. We already saw with Karl-Anthony Towns that this is a good matchup for rebounders. So going to be taking Anthony Edwards here. 25th most rebounds in the league given up. Last game, Ant had 8 boards. We've seen some huge minute games, which just allows Anthony Edwards more opportunities for rebounds. He played 43 minutes last game, 44 and 45 in the series. 3 different games he played 43 or more minutes. So just some huge minutes from Ant. If we give him just 37 minutes, this jumps up to a 63% hit rate in a good matchup for rebounders. It's going to be going to Anthony Edwards over here, over on his boards. So if you guys want more picks, I'm just one capper giving out more picks in the private Discord. We have 5+ other cappers giving out picks over here in all sports. You can see Volo picks here, Sir Radrick giving out PGA picks and more. So definitely check it out. It's less than $1 per day. So we'll see you over in the private Discord, and subscribe to the channel.